welcome to the Nice and Cozy Podcast. Being comfortable is kind of like the key to life because it's always changing in a sense. Come get cozy with us. When you told me about it, and I was like, you're gonna do the same thing. So it's like, we're not.
There's one thing I did want to ask you.
What's up?
It was about a question I asked you a little bit ago about just like life lessons and things that you learn.
Okay.
And you talked about how you take maturity, you learn to take maturity seriously, and that ability is kind of goes into what we were saying of like you can grow and knowing that you've grown and not making the same mistake twice. You got anything else to say about just like how you got to that space of where you can know like, okay, this I messed up on this, and now I can just like I don't have to harp on that. I can go to the next thing, and I can do better next time, kind of thing.
What I would say, like, to start off, full disclosure, like, I still do that. You know what I'm saying? I still do that to myself. Occasionally, like, I'm gonna beat myself down for not doing something I said I was gonna do, but like, yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like it really just came with, like, we were just talking about trial and error. Whether it be like missing a deadline, missing a meeting, missing an office hours with a professor, whatever the case. Like, maturity is gonna have to come with some sort of accountability and initiative. But then there are times where, you know, it can be tough. It can be tough to hold yourself accountable, man.
Yeah.
So what else I'll say on that matter is, I feel like every single day you may take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But it's up to you to, like, in a sense, look back at your timeline and realize the progress that you've made, because from one day to another, it may look like you're moving backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like with just like maturity and being in college has really taught me a lot, but college has taught me a lot about both academics and like the way the real world moves. And like I said, like, you, in a sense, you always have to play the long game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't mess up today and think it's, you know, it might not happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It comes gradually, and think, you know, you don't change the person overnight. That's really like, that's the bulk of what I would have to say. Cause like I said, I still do it to myself from day to day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably still going to do it tomorrow and years to come. But I definitely can look back and say from like my freshman year to now, I've made progress.
That's the important thing to look at. That's definitely the important thing. Because I feel like we all do it in terms of we want to make a change or something, and we do it to other people too, but like we tell people to change or something, and we don't see the fact that the person or we have definitely changed in that. We don't do it as much as we used to, and that's something that people, I think, have to look at in itself. Because like, if you were doing something every single day, like 5 years ago, and then the year after you only do it like once a week, year after that you do it once a month, and then now you only do it like every now and then, every season. It's like you gotta appreciate that in itself, that I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm maturing in that. So to look at it in that way,
it's a great
to not, because it's good to have that in your mind of like, okay, I gotta do better at this, because self-critiquing is important to an extent, I feel like, but
for sure,
it's also like understand that you are doing better than you were before. And I think we got to see that with other people as well. Like, if we want somebody, hey, stop doing this, the person's not going to change overnight, like you said.
Yeah.
But they can, like, do better. So if they mess up again one time, like, months down the line, you can't harp on them like, oh, my God, you're back at it.
For sure.
No, they just didn't do it for this amount of time.
Right.
And nobody's just going to be a different person, because you get used to things that you do.
1,000%, bro. I feel like mindsets, and then the way you think subconsciously. So the way I like to phrase it as like the way you think without thinking. It can be hard to overturn that. You ever heard the term like you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Yeah.
I think of that aspect when like people say like take elders for example, and they say they're stuck in their ways and they don't necessarily want to adopt or adapt to a different mindset. It can be the same thing for us young adults, bro. You know what I'm saying? Our brains are a little bit more spongy, you know what I'm saying? Like they can intake more, but for the most part, like it's hard to change like the bad habits you have. You know, whatever that bad, it can be something as simple as like biting your nails. I have a habit of biting my nails, y'all. That's why I just said that. But it's like, yeah, bro, it can be something as simple as that. But I do notice that, you know, when I was younger, I would bite my nails for no reason. Now, sometimes I just bite them during test times. Some bite them during finals week. Or like when I'm nervous or anxious about whatever. But I feel like even like something as simple as like recognizing when you're messing up too is like can be the first step. In stopping whatever that bad habit may be. But you know what I'm saying? You get that though.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I get what you're saying there. I'm not gonna lie, we may have to throw a part 2 on this. It may have to be a 2-part little
I'm
video,
with it, bro. I'm with it. When is our next session?
Next same time next week. Not same time, earlier next week. Earlier time, same day.
7.
We may be able to move to like 5. Yeah. But definitely just that you can change over time and not harping on yourself for things. Also, there's good change as well.
Absolutely.
I feel like sometimes it's so easy to get cut or like stuck in a routine. It's like I do this every day. My days go good when I do this every day, and it can't change. But sometimes you gotta let something in,
for sure,
like where it's okay. I can add this to my life, like this podcast. Something I want to do. I'm like, I may get back super late. I may not have time to go to the gym.
Right. Yeah.
I may.
It is. What time is it?
It's borderline 10.
Yeah, man.
But I may not have time to go to the gym. But can I be mad at myself for not going for doing this? Like I still go to the gym like 4 other days in a week. So it's like, can I really be mad at myself for that?
That's that grace you got to give yourself.
Yeah, it's like as long as you're doing something productive, I feel like it's not like. And then of course you could finish. I'll figure out later how I'm gonna incorporate everything together, and I can get everything working a nice schedule and stuff. But when you're adding something new into your life, you don't have to like be afraid of that just because you have a routine already. You can add new stuff. You can enjoy yourself and enjoy new things in your life, and it'll work out. I feel like
goes back to your point on you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I feel like also just the thing on things will work out. Trusting that, it's so hard to trust that. Saying like, oh yeah, it'll all be fine, it'll all work out. But I feel like people say that, and it gets stuck in people's head that it'll all work out just on its own. It's not all just gonna work out on its own. You still gotta put in some effort. Not all the things are gonna work out. I'm not gonna lie to everybody that everything gonna work out all the time.
Yeah, let's be real.
But still, if you put in enough effort into something, something's gonna work out. You're gonna gain something from it, because it's like if you're really thinking in like a broad aspect of things, or really trying to be not one track minded about things, but still just put in effort, you're gonna get something out of it. You're gonna learn something, even if whether it's your job that you don't really want to do.
For sure, bro.
Like you could be really in the back just counting stuff, but you're right next to your manager's office and you're learning from them of just like the business deals they're making, stuff like that. You could be doing you could be getting garbage. You could be getting garbage from a nice office building.
For sure. And you never know. Things like that is like you never know who you can meet walking out of that building.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's for sure. Like I think about a bunch of the like small part-time jobs I've had in high school. Worked at a shoe store. I worked at Home Depot. Like places like that.
Yeah.
Where obviously, you know, like I wouldn't necessarily want to like chase a career at this place. I was like, I didn't know who that was. I didn't know, bro. I thought this was like, I have no idea.
If y'all can't see it, but there was just some window that just turned on, and it was like transparent. I didn't even know it was really another room in there.
Relax, bro. I thought I was looking at this like a wall or something. I don't even know. Yeah. But yeah, like a bunch of like the small part-time jobs I've had as like a teenager, bro. They've taught me something, whether it be promptness, showing up on time, staying consistent. Like when I was at Home Depot, I was working in the garden. I learned a lot about like mulch and flowers, and you know what I'm saying. So I definitely gain. You're gonna gain one thing. You're gonna gain from any situation. I feel like is knowledge or a lesson. You know, whether you win or lose. If you win, you know how to win. If you lose, you know how to stop. If you lose, you learn how to stop losing.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, like there's lessons in everything. So I couldn't agree more. I'm sure you could say the same thing too. Like even being a camp counselor, you know what I'm saying. You learn more about children. You learn more about
No, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all gotta start listening to kids. Kids are gonna be the most honest. Kids will tell you what you need to hear in the most like real way, and it's unfiltered too, but it's in a real way.
Yeah. Kids are exposed to so much nowadays too.
Yeah, and I realize if a kid don't like you, and that kid, because you can tell when a kid like, oh they don't like somebody for no reason, but you can tell when a kid like really does appreciate or have fun. Being around like certain counselors at camp, or they like certain coaches. They'll be like, I like this coach, I don't like this coach.
Yeah,
stuff like that, where it's like, okay, you know you're doing the right thing if the kids really just say, oh, I want to be in Coach Cameron's group.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, you want to be in my group?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But it's the vibes you give off, the good energy you give off, and they see that. So it's like, you got to. Also, I feel like one thing I love about coaching. And one thing that I'll never take for granted is like when I'm around them, I can be that great example of like, this is how you should act. Yeah. This is how you treat other people. Because right now, especially with technology, so caught up in just like the phones and stuff, forget how to treat people, forget how to interact with people in like a nicer like.
Our generation has that problem somewhat too.
So it's like having that ability to be like, okay, you when you ask for something, you say please, you say thank you. When whatever it's people at the course, whatever you respect other people's space and things like that. It's small things, and like some kids have never heard the word no. Yeah. Like and sometimes I'm like, it's okay that I told you no on this. You know what I mean? Like. No, you can't go do that right now because the whole group's doing this. And it's not like it has to be a problem. And other things, because the whole thing about the camp is we want everybody to have fun. And of course, you can say, oh, I didn't want to do that. But you can still have fun doing it. You just got to give it a chance. But the whole thing I try to do is just like make sure the campers leave out of the camp better as golfers, of course. I hope they had fun. But I also want to be like them to be better as just like morals, how they treat other people. Yeah. Get along with each other. So it makes me feel good when I see them all random kids that didn't really know each other, young kids at their age being able to like go and meet other people, meet other kids, their peers, and enjoy company. You know what I mean? And it wasn't over some game. It wasn't over some like
through a screen.
Yeah, it was genuine. Oh, let's go hang out. Them going to their parents. Yo, can we plan a play date? Whatever. Yeah. And their parents are like, oh, now the parents have to meet. Parents meet each other. Oh, and now you got something to relate on because apparently you raised two kids that like each other. So like, if you raise two kids that like each other, you almost have some similarities in how you raise your kids. So it's small stuff like that I love to do as a coach. Yeah. And that's why I like to tell like the other coaches, just like, these kids watch everything. If you on your phone, they see that. And they're like, why does he get to be on his phone? Now these kids got like the iPhone Pro Max.
Yeah, they got better phones than me.
Fat iPads. They'll pull out their bag. Wait, how'd you?
For sure, bro.
But it's small stuff like that, and they see that, and they care. They really do care. So I'll never take that for granted, and always try to like set a good example in that way.
Yeah. Children are influential, man, or they're very like easily influenced. I'll say not influential, but I couldn't agree more. That's why I be saying like it's so much that they have access to. They can find out what they want to find out, when, where, why, with the click of a few buttons. You know, and half the time the information's false, and like that's why I feel like the sponge of like the child brain it's a delicate time.
Yeah.
It's still like I feel like we're still in a delicate time. I'm 22 years old, and I feel like I'm still like easily influenced in a way. You know, so I can only imagine kids nowadays.
Yeah. The stuff you see on the internet, and the internet will so fool you. You never know somebody until you actually like meet them in person.
Yeah.
You never know the actual real until you meet them in person. So like, I even when it came to, because you know how high school drama goes.
For sure.
You hear something through the grapevine. You hear somebody else say something. I never liked hearing something from somebody else. I'm like, I'd rather hear from them, see what the real is, and then choose how I'm gonna go about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna make my decision based on somebody else and how they go and like say something or how they go and want to portray it.
For sure.
I'd rather just hear the story for myself. So when it comes to how social media is just straight up, you don't know what's real.
Literally.
Like, there's dangerous parts and there's good parts, I would definitely say.
Yeah.
But
well said.
I'm definitely always, why I like live stream and stuff now though. You see people doing just like, also just recording videos that are caught on camera. People don't know they're being recorded.
Yeah.
Though I would never say like, oh, record people without them knowing.
Yeah.
But that do be exposing people sometimes of
Yeah.
like, this is how this person actually is.
For sure.
Or in good ways, really, oh, this person helped this person. You wouldn't even know. Like,
Had we not had a phone. You know?
yeah. Like, I love seeing the videos where it's like, there'll be celebrities and, you know, they always got a camera on them, whatever. But they'll be like chill on their own daily time.
Yeah.
And they go do some like good solid act. Nobody really knows. Nobody would have known. But it was some random person from like a block away
Right.
that saw, wait, that's them, and took a video of it. And it's like, I like seeing those videos because it's like, yo, this person is real genuine to me. Those videos don't seem like,
Yeah.
of course, anything could be staged, whatever. But those videos where it's like those random things, they caught them off guard.
Yeah.
And they was just doing it just as a good act.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that you can sense a genuine feel. But like you said, it just be like when it comes to social media, everything be so fabricated. Everybody always has like an alternative motive. I'll be feeling like that's also real life too, you know. But like, I also agree, man. I couldn't agree more that like when it comes to social media, it's kind of hard to decipher out like what's genuine and what's not.
Yeah.
That's why like for the most part I be trying to keep it as like enclosed as possible. Really, like I know a lot of people. I have a lot of people on social media, but like I don't necessarily like post my entire life because honestly, like you never really know when like a person's happy for you or you know they envy you or whatever the case.
Exactly.
And when it comes to like your possessions and really just like your inner peace, sometimes you just want to keep that to yourself in a sense. But not everybody thinks like that, you know. Sometimes some people think that social media is like the greatest thing that's ever happened, and you can make cases for both. To be honest with you.
One thing I will say about social media and why I like it more now than ever is because my perspective on it changed and how I treat it.
Exactly.
Because I used to like think, oh, I gotta make this post, and it was like, I gotta post. See how people feeling about this post right here.
I feel like obligated.
Yeah. People aren't feeling it. I think it's going down, and it's not staying up on the account for too long. I can only have this many posts on my account, all this stuff. But now I hit that point where I'm just like, I could post whatever I want. It's my page. If somebody follows me and doesn't like to see what I'm posting, you can unfollow me for all I care. Like it's not for you then. You don't want to see it, or the people that swipe by it and don't react to it or nothing. It wasn't for you. So when it's the whole thing of this goes back to doing it because I wanted to do it, whether it's the post like that I make, little video that you saw that I edited and stuff like that, it's stuff that I low-key just like doing for the creativity of things.
Yeah.
If there's some cool photos, of course I like to do it, but even the small things of the order in which I put the photos, I love the process now almost. Like this photo go with this, and then a caption I can make that all puts it together, and just like the song I could put on it now. It's like
an art form.
You know what I'm saying? It's so fun to me.
And it's expressive too. You know what I'm saying? It's expressive and it's an art form, but on top of that, it's like, it's it's genuine and you want to do it, if you put it out there for the world to see and people and take it and support it, then I'll be feeling like that. Then so be it.
Yeah.
Same thing with like something as simple as like likes on Instagram. If they like it, then so be it. If they don't, then it's not. But at least it made you feel good. The process of it, bro. The process of it, and just like I feel like showcasing your creativity is in a way, internally rewarding too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things we talking about, a lot of people are scared to say too. Like, it takes little effort to say like I don't care about my like count or like my posts and shit.
Yeah.
But like, the human nature in us.
Yeah. Let me clarify when I say like I don't care, because there's still like I used to be like I don't care. I don't care what anybody got to say.
Yeah.
I care in terms of like if I would judge myself for it, because I have my own self judgment. Like, oh, this don't look right. This don't, and I'm a critique myself. So it goes back to nobody's a bigger critic of myself than me.
Yeah.
So if I like it, then I like it and I can post it. But if I don't like it, I'm not gonna post it.
Yeah.
But so it's definitely that point of you can do whatever you want
For sure.
and if somebody don't like it, then
Yeah. A bad problem I had with social media is just like comparison too. Like I can like admit and say that it's gotten so much better, bro. But it's like you'll see somebody online, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing whatever the case, and then you just like, man, like I'm not doing nothing with my time. Like you can see like somebody younger than you starting a business. You could be like, well, if they can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
It's so easy to say that, but at the same time, like you also, I've just been. I guess I've just learned to be comfortable within my skin. Obviously, like you still get self-conscious. Everybody does, but like we talked about the timeline, it just gotten so much better,
Yeah.
But social media was a huge aspect of that, especially like coming out of the pandemic, peak pandemic, when like literally all you had nothing to do but look at a screen. Yeah. That's not true, but
no,
like,
but it is true, because like Zoom, use on Zoom calls,
Facts. I was just having a conversation with, honestly, I don't even remember, but they talked about the idea of like when the pandemic happened, combining your workspace with your comfortable space was it was something that was like totally new, and the pandemic kind of just like changed the aspect of that. Now, like like, well, you're from Cali, so you wouldn't understand, but like let's say like in the Midwest, if it snows, kids get like snow days. You don't have to go to school.
I was so mad I never got a snow day. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I'll see the movies.
I used to love snow days. We had like an 18-inch winter one day, 18-inch blizzard. I was in maybe like 4th, 5th grade. We stayed home for like 2-3 days, bro. But to not get off track, I was talking about the idea of like once Zoom was introduced, like kids no longer have snow days, because if it snows, like there's this platform that was introduced.
You're so right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's real. It genuinely changed the world.
You're so right, because I got here and it's snowing like crazy. Some teachers was just like, you still coming to class though. I'm taking attendance too, but others was like, all right, time to get on Zoom. And I'm like, what you mean? I'm supposed to be outside doing snow angels in the snow according to the movies and according to commercials. I'm supposed to be outside on the snow, chilling. But
for sure, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference now, and I would say it's also a difference in like generation, because I feel like there's a certain generation that hit a point where that time where you really start socializing in like middle school, that time where you really start socializing, getting to know other people and branching out, that's where they hit COVID. And then they came out of that and they were right into high school. And I saw that because I was able to see that really in my like junior year, and I was like, that's different. Like you could see in the whole, it basically made a bigger separation, because there's like the different generations and stuff like that.
For sure.
It made an even bigger separation, I feel like, between them. I was like, it's a real difference in how we act versus.
For sure. Like I couldn't imagine going through COVID as a freshman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know whether or not it would have been better or worse. I feel like as a freshman, I didn't have as much responsibility as I did junior year. I was a junior when it hit, but like if I was a freshman and COVID hit, I wouldn't have had a care in the world. Versus it hitting junior year, I'm getting ready to start applying to colleges and whatnot, change the entire process. When I came into college, there was only 2 people allowed in the dorm. We weren't allowed to have guests, masked everywhere, and the dynamic is just different now.
Yeah, and it's one thing just not to just focus on COVID, but still, it was an important like change. I feel like was for me. I was my freshman year, end of freshman year hit, and basically when it stopped, I'm about to start my senior year. It felt like I'm like,
that's insane.
Like, wait a minute,
that's insane.
And it was, but for me, it was a lot of time between there to really self-reflect. There was so much I feel like that happened between just like those years, but it felt like a not even real life time anymore, if that makes any sense. Like
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
bro.
that time was just so different, and people are still, I feel like it still has an effect today in such just like those years is going down in history books when you think about it.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy to think about, but just that time really gave me a lot of time to just self-reflect.
For sure.
And really decide like what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do. In my senior year, I was like really into it. Because my freshman year, I came into high school, I was like, I had my group of friends, we all hang out. I wasn't that social like that though. Senior year, I was like,
man, you gotta get out.
In rallies and stuff, in front of school, stuff like that. And it was stuff that I had been prepared to do, because like middle school, they made us do like morning prayer in front of the school, things like that. Yeah. Where I was used to public speaking. Yeah. But I found joy in literally like getting in front of a mic in front of the school. Yeah. And I was like, this is fire.
Yeah. Self-reflection, I feel like definitely hit me hard in COVID too. Like along with like so many other people, just because like you didn't have any time to do anything except think about yourself. Yeah. I feel like I started realizing like, obviously there's not really much else to do with your days when everything's closed, but I realized, like I was just sitting around playing the game a lot. Like I had gained weight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I definitely just realized that like downtime is valuable. Like COVID definitely taught me that. I felt like part of me wishes I would have like started a business in COVID or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. Something to just elevate my life, the same way a lot of other people did. But then I felt like that was like where a lot of the comparison came from, being online 24/7 because there really wasn't much else to do. Also being online was the way I communicated with my friends, whether it be like, gaming or Instagram or whatever the case, like you just spend more time on your phone or your laptop or on your console, whatever. But then I realized, like, I don't know, I just realized that there was just more to it. Once everything opened up and everything, it was just a hard shift back, Yeah. Gradually, everything started opening up and everything, but it was like, how do I go from, like, gaming for 16 hours straight to back to, like, an actual life?
Real talk.
But nonetheless, bro, we did it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I feel like that's beauty, bro.
Yeah. Would you say that change of like you were so away from everybody, not just for you, but like being away from people and people not interacting with anybody else besides like maybe their family, and everything else was social media, and the only way to reach out to friends was social media, the only way to talk to people. Do you think when it came back of everybody being in the mix with each other, would you say that changed heavily how people like interacted? Do you think that was part of the reason why more people like, this person said this on social media, this person?
I think that's a great question.
This person posted this the other day. I feel like that definitely ramped up so much more.
For sure. Like, granted, before COVID and everything, 2016, 2017, 2018, I'm not going to say we all, but I had Snapchat, I had Instagram, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had social media platforms, but I can say that, like, and I'm speaking for myself, not everybody when I say that, I can say that it wasn't really as heavily intaken as it was before the pandemic. Like, it wasn't as serious, I should say. At least that's my opinion. But yeah, it's definitely ramped up. Like, I can't really put a word on it, man. but it's definitely ramped up. Like one thing I noticed is like a lot of the negativity that's on social media gets portrayed into like real life.
Definitely.
And, like I can sit here and say that, but obviously like, I may be like guilty of it as well because I'm human, you know. But regardless, like I feel like that's a big aspect. I feel like a lot of the like negative jokes and stuff that like that are said on social media, and stuff, they get portrayed into real life, and then that goes back to my point of like people. It's like when you're thinking without thinking, subconsciously. If you know you can take this content, hours of your life, and you know what I'm saying. That's how you spend your free time. Then subconsciously, you know what I'm saying. You're kind of like proven to act that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we're human.
And I would say that line between social media and real life definitely got blurred. And by getting blurred, it definitely started like the things on social media started to get normalized in real life.
Yeah.
And the normalization of like, ignoring somebody, not acknowledging somebody who's right in front of you, kind of things like that, where you could swipe by a story, you didn't even know what was on it really. You just clicking through. You see people in real life and you go on your phone. I'm guilty of it sometimes.
Absolutely.
See people, I go on my phone and I'm like, 'cause I don't want to interact with anybody, things like that. But it's like there's people right in front of you. You pass by every day, and you don't know who could be the next person who you actually like are friends with or get to know.
Absolutely,
And
bro.
I feel like I genuinely felt like every single day I'm passing by people and I don't say something to somebody, I'm kind of just missing out on some like interaction I could have had. You know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like you never know, and I do want to be better at just like talking to more people, reaching out more to random people, and just like having just random conversations. Cause some people just be so cool and you never know it.
Yeah, and then you may be interesting to a person also. You know what I'm saying? So, like being able to give somebody that also is like, you know, it's like a blessing.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, I forgot, man. But, yeah, bro, like
That happened to me earlier. I was stressing.
yeah, I'll be distracted. It'll come back to me.
It's definitely though just like a different world we live in, and going back onto like the positivity on social media. Like there's so many ways it can be used for good, like so many ways, because it's like the things that people are able to, the outreach you can get on social media is like insane.
Yeah, you can and there's so many eyes on one thing at the same time.
And you can either use it for good or you can use it for bad, but that's the thing why it blurs the like life versus social media, because that's life. You can do things in a good way or you do things in a bad way. It's all on choice on what you choose to do.
I remember. Okay, so now I remember what I was gonna say about social interaction and social media. Period. You know how you said like sometimes when you're, let's say you're like in an enclosed space, and you don't want to talk to somebody, you don't want to be bothered. Your first retreat is your phone. You know, and it's like you're kind of turning down authentic interaction for fabricated interaction.
Exactly.
And then you get used to that. And I can say this, like I go through this every day. You know where I go through this? The elevator. Like I'll be coming down from the elevator, and obviously, like you see this person every day. If they're going to the same class, the same building, whatever the case, seeing this person, whether you know their name or not, whether you speak to them or not, it's almost as if it's like the smallest part of your routine. So let's say one day, or like 3 days in a row, you're on the elevator with this guy. You don't talk to him. You don't know his name. But he gets on the elevator the same time as you. So obviously, y'all both going to class, and the first thing I do is get on my phone because I'm avoiding talking to him. And then that fourth day, he doesn't get on the elevator, and I realize, like, man, where is this guy? But it's like, does it truly matter if I didn't, lend that hand to talk to him to begin with? And I feel like I go through that all the time. You know, and I'm not the only one. I know.
It's definitely that. It's because you never know what's gonna happen. That's good, whether it's right there at that moment or like down the line. Because it goes back to even what I was talking about with meeting you. I met you. It was like we became cool, but it was like we never knew what it turned into, like us doing something like this.
Right.
It's like okay, and I think about it with like a friend I made freshman year, beginning of freshman year. We had the same class together. And without her, I wouldn't have been able to do the internship I'm doing right now.
Right.
It's like, because it was her friend who had the, like, opportunity of, like, saying, oh, we need sports management majors at the job.
It's things like that that make you feel like you should talk to everybody, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you never know.
Right.
And if you do it in a way, especially because it's in college. College, I feel like there's not a whole bunch of people that are just. I haven't ran into too many just people that are mean. Like, of course, some people may be a little standoffish, whatever, but nobody's just like, if you come at them in a certain way of just, hey, how you doing?
Sure.
I just want to talk about this. They're not going to be like, get away from me right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me. But definitely stuff like that. And in college, going into just college and being aware of things that are happening is that these are all your peers.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of in the same boat. So it was like certain things like, I guess elections for some was going on. I didn't even know what it was. But people were trying to hand out flyers and stuff, standing out. And if you go here, Damon, they were standing in there just like, I don't know how long they were standing there for, but they were doing what they needed to do to hand out flyers and stuff. They still had a lot of stuff in their hand, a lot of flyers in their hand. Told me they didn't get too many out that day.
Right.
And I'm like, they asked my boy, and he's like, nah, I already voted, whatever. Kind of just went by.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't gotta do that. I could take a flyer. I took a flyer. It's like, I could vote, I could not vote. But to them, in their mind, it was like, okay, this dude took a flyer and he took the time for our day. You know what I mean? Like, we're out there. It gives us a little morale boost. And it's stuff like that. That doesn't change my day at all. I still got back to my dorm, whatever. And the flyer was already printed. They needed to get them out.
Right.
And it's like, it's small stuff like that where it's like, okay, you can interact with people and help benefit their day. It goes along with
For sure,
what we were saying earlier. But it's just like, you don't even know. Somebody could be appreciative for that later down the line.
Absolutely.
People could. So this goes into just, I guess, doing things you don't have to do, but just doing it just because it's a good thing to do. You can do things for no reason.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah. Like, or it could just make somebody else feel good.
True.
And you didn't lose anything from it.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of things that people don't lose anything from, but they don't do just because it's like, some people just don't think to do it. Some people.
I feel like it goes back to us saying, like, it's sometimes helping people is out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? People are not used to seeing that, and like, that was something that I realized when I started my volunteer hours. It's just like, it's genuine. It's a genuine fact that, like, people aren't used to seeing other people lend a hand. And like I said, when I had kneeled down to help this person and I gave them the food, a bunch of people walked past giving me, you know what I'm saying, unusual looks, or looks as if this is unusual behavior, which we just mentioned it is. Whether it be like looks of admirance, or if it's like looks of like despise, like, why are you helping this person?
Yeah.
Regardless, people are paying attention because it's something they don't see every day.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, it was just like eye opening to me. Yeah. But it goes hand in hand in what you said. You know?
Like, we're all human. Like,
bruh.
The whole, like, people have different lifestyles. People live different. People look different. But we're all human at the end of the day, and we all have some of the same, just like,
same traits,
same ideas, same like mindsets when it comes to things.
Same common problems.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more people that are the same, that have more similarities than they have differences. But people love to stress on those differences.
For sure.
And I feel like when we get that together, we can bring people together on, like, yeah, I agree with that. Like, there's things that people disagree on. We could talk about this on a later date too, but there's things that people disagree on, and they choose that to be the reason why they can't get along with somebody else.
Right.
You can disagree with somebody, but
and be completely fine.
You can have something you agree on as well, that you can put that much stress into oh wait, we agree on this, so we can be friends. Instead of saying, oh, we disagree on this, so I can't rock with you.
Yeah, like Cam thinks that putting ice in his cereal is stupid, but I can't. I'm not the only one out there that does it. But he's not gonna stop being my boy because he don't put ice in his cereal. He's just missing out.
See, now I know what the camera is. I can give a little side eye right to the camera right now. Hey,
Look,
we gonna put. I saw a thing. We can put a poll up on the.
We can definitely put a
we
poll
can put
up.
a poll up.
You might win the
Ice.
poll. I'm not denying that.
I hope I win the poll.
You might win it.
because
You might win it because it's out of the ordinary, but it's
The only
not
way
unheard of.
I
though.
honestly feel like the only way I lose that poll is if people are genuinely trolling. Like,
No.
all right. Let me clarify what we talking about right now. This dude Khalil puts ice in his cereal to keep it cold
Ice
on the way
cubes.
through.
Ice cubes.
While he's eating it, he has ice cubes flow through his cereal. And
Look, why you gotta make it sound disgusting?
Not
though?
just 1, 2. He had like 8.
It's like three nice sized ice cubes in a nice big bowl will keep your milk cold and fresh.
No,
I'm not the only person that does this. Like,
I know you're not. The craziest part is I saw something about it the other day.
what did it say?
No, I saw somebody like doing it,
do it? Yeah.
and it was, I forgot what it was for. No. I saw it with that. It was a joke, but it was for the dude that puts like this his head in the water and stuff. But somebody did it with cereal and put ice in the cereal.
Oh yeah.
And it was like they breakfast thing. But
That's not the same thing.
But still, I think there's no point in putting ice in cereal because the milk's already cold, and I don't know how long you're taking to eat the cereal to where it's
milk is warm fast.
for me, I literally have a box of Cocoa Puffs that's family size that's almost done because I got it like a week ago. I've been eating a lot of cereal recently, but it's for me. I'm like, it's cold the whole time. I'm not even.
I'm not denying that it's cold.
It's pretty cold. I drink the chocolatey milk after.
I'm not denying that the milk is
Cocoa
cold.
Puffs sponsor me. I'm really, but I'll be drinking the chocolate milk after. It's still cold.
I mean, it can be colder though. Like it makes every bite that much more satisfying to me knowing that my milk is ice cold.
At least you're staying hydrated though.
Yeah.
You get some water with your
Look. If you take like more than like 15 minutes, yeah, the ice gonna start to melt.
But that's what I'm saying. Either the time that you're saying like it could take too much time.
Are you
that-
scar? You just
No. It
Okay,
could take
okay.
too much time. If you take too much time, it's watery. But I'm
Yes.
saying you can't take too much time anyway. Well, you're saying you can't take too much time anyway. So I'm saying the
Yeah.
milk ain't gonna be cold regardless.
Yeah, but I mean like, see, like let's say okay, let's put timestamps on it. Let's say you take 2 minutes to finish a bowl of cereal. That's
Yeah.
scarfing down a bowl of cereal.
No, I'm not saying that.
5 minutes to 7 minutes is like
reasonable.
exactly. That's a reasonable time to finish a
This
bowl of
is so
cereal.
reasonable.
But by that third to fourth minute, your milk's temperature starts to rise. It starts to become room temperature.
By third or fourth minute.
Absolutely, because dairy is different. But listen, like I said, we're gonna do this poll eventually, right?
No, I'm throwing that thing up as soon as possible.
And
If
then-
anybody made it this may be in like part 2, for all we know.
Yeah.
But if anybody's hearing this right now, know that poll is going up after this video.
Yeah, it can go up. And listen, you might win because it is out of the ordinary. Like more people eat their ice without cereal than more people with, for sure, 1,000%. I can attest to that, but it's not unheard of, bro. I know so many people that eat ice with their cereal. Like
It's
just
just to
missing out,
me,
bro.
it's so pointless because it's like
oh my
the
god.
cereal is it's cold.
So you know the philosophical conversations we be saying how we have in the cafeteria.
This is philosophical as it
We-
gets, right?
Right. We also had an hour and a half debate on this very topic, but it's not. It wasn't as serious as the topic we're talking about. But yeah, man, ice goes in cereal, bro.
No, I haven't seen one cereal commercial where they take the box out.
They don't know what they're doing.
And yeah, if you maybe you need a picture to like Frosted Flakes or something.
Oh, Frosted Flakes with ice.
Yeah,
Yes.
they could probably really cook something up with that.
Low key. I
Stay
see what-
frosted with
Yeah.
ice Frosted
Yeah,
Flakes.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean, but nah, Frosted Flakes with ice cubes is like that's like top 3,
Top 3. I say Frosted Flakes is definitely top 3.
right?
I
It's
got
a top 3 cereal, bro.
I got Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Puffs, and oh my God, no way I'm doing this right now. Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Puffs, and
I feel like I know what you're gonna
it's
say.
really Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm
Yeah,
tripping. Yeah.
I knew
Cinnamon
it
Toast
was
Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast
I was like,
Crunch.
I don't know why I could not think of it.
I'm gonna go Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruity Pebbles, Captain Crunch. No order though. But
no what?
no order. Like I can't rank them from 1 to 3.
Oh, no order. I was like, I was real trying to figure out what you was talking about. I was like,
yeah, I ain't gonna rank them 1 to 3, but an honorable mention, I gotta throw Frosted Flakes in there.
Yeah. It really depends how I'm feeling on terms of like which one's best.
Yeah.
But I would say, hey, any three of them cereals, if y'all want to send them our way, no.
Facts, boy. I would definitely take Fruity Pebbles sponsor.
Yeah,
crazy.
I would say Frosted Flakes is always just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know how there's like candies and like drinks that are always just consistent.
For sure.
That's
Frosted Flakes never fell off.
Yeah.
Also like when we didn't have like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Fruity Pebbles, like there was just always Frosted Flakes around. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted cereal but you didn't want like Tip Top cereal, I always had a box of Frosted Flakes. I don't know why. Either Frosted Flakes or Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. I liked Honey Nut Cheerios. I didn't like regular Cheerios. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, those are disgusting.
I'd have to put so much sugar in them.
Yeah.
I would literally tablespoons.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I be putting like a little tablespoon in my Frosted Flakes too. It's probably
I was literally just about to ask you. Do you put? Somebody told me recently that they put sugar in their Frosted Flakes.
Just a little bit.
They was telling me they put like.
See, you can't overdo it.
I'm like, that's crazy to me. It's already sweet.
Yeah. Same thing with Honey Nut Cheerios. You can't overdo it.
Frosted Flakes is pretty perfect though.
I could,
cause that crunch with it too is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
The only thing though is if you take too much time, they will get a little soggy. But yeah, definitely. I'm never putting ice in those though. Never. We're gonna pull it up.
You're missing out.
We're going to pull it up.
You're missing out.
Whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or both.
You're missing out on an otherworldly experience. For sure. Everybody who put ice in their cereal.
The bizarro world. The bizarro world. Nah, it's different. All right, I do want to let you talk about your website as well.
Okay.
Get into that a little bit. Why you created it, what it is, where people can find it at.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, obviously, like many people probably don't know, but I like independently write. I like putting up blog posts. I like talking about music. I like talking about fashion. Really, whatever interests me. And for that reason, I made a platform for myself, culturedbroccoli.com. It's just a simple website like I put together that I like to post my work on. My graphic design, the pictures I edit, and the stuff that I like to like write and talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? If you ever find the time, please don't hesitate to you know what I'm saying, go and visit my site, maybe read a few things. I got some other like external social links, like there's an Instagram, same Instagram name, Cultured Broccoli, but yeah, man.
We're going to put it up somewhere.
Yeah,
if
sure.
we can.
And I want you to talk about your
yeah.
too.
We also got, for my Instagram, I made an Instagram recently. It's called We Nice, _ We Nice _ on Instagram. But it's basically, the acronym is without everyone, no individual can evolve. And with that, I wanted to say that we learn from everybody. From day one, you start growing by learning from people. I feel like whether it's good, bad, indifferent, you can take some from somebody else and apply that to your life, basically. Like, say, I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to do this because this person did this or not. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is I ask people, hey, what's something you learned in your life? What's something that was kind of like the question I asked Khalil earlier. I asked him, like, what he learned in his life, some advice he would give from it. And people tell me stuff that they learned. It was at first just a journal for me, and a place where I could log it. But I was like, other people probably want to see this as well. So the Instagram, I made it. I make a little post for it every now and then, every other day or so. And it's basically just like learning from people, because I feel like that's so important. And there's no names on it. It's literally just person 1, person 2, person 3, so on. So it's like there's no bias in it. You don't know who it's coming from, but you know the message. You read the message and you're like, can I relate to this? And if you can, you can apply it to your life. And I feel like it was something special that I could do. And it's fun to do as well. So if you want to see, if you like stuff like that, if you like reading quotes, I would definitely go ahead and check out the page. Stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful page idea, Cam.
Appreciate that. I'm going to have it popped up.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere right here or something like that. If we can get this edited down.
I was about to say, once we figure out how to do that, then...
We still in the process of figuring stuff out.
Oh, God.
But definitely, you want to shout your, like, main page, where people, your personal page or not?
Should I?
It's where the cozy comes from.
That's facts. Yeah,
So,
I mean, I have also like a personal Instagram, Khalil Not Cozy, and I don't try to, capitalize or you know what I'm saying, off that really anything. It's really genuinely just like a personal, like gallery or journal, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just check me out, Khalil Not Cozy. Like Cam said, that's where the origin of the podcast name came from. I'm not really sure. Like, I feel like pretty much since high school, maybe, the whole idea of like cozy or whatever, just like the way I dress, my friends kind of just like instilled it upon me, so I just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely follow Culture Broccoli on Instagram, culturebroccoli.com, the website, and then my personal Khalil Not Cozy. Man.
It's those Instagram names, man. They get.
I don't even know what I would change it to at this point,
bro. I think mine's for life at this point. I'm not even gonna lie, because mine is the Cam is nice, and that's where the nice part comes from.
Sir.
They come together pretty nicely though, nice and cozy.
It does though.
Get nice and cozy with us.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cam is nice came from gaming.
Yeah,
I was literally just on the game. I'm so nice.
I'm good. 2K.
I was on 2K, two-way finisher. Yo, I'm so nice. I was screaming in the mic and stuff. My mom was like, "Hey, close your room door."
Be like that though. I remember like in middle school, so I used to change my username like every other week.
Yeah.
Maybe like high school, but freshman year, sophomore year. But now it doesn't even matter,
I forgot what my even beginning Instagram name was.
I'm not even.
I know it had some like periods in it or something. Like it was like Cam dot something dot something.
You know the gamer thing that gamers used to do with like the capital X and lowercase x.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of my old Instagram accounts. I pray to God nobody ever finds it.
Nah, why would you say that? See, you gonna realize
nobody's gonna find it, bro.
So you gonna realize when we start posting stuff that people gonna start finding it.
Nobody's gonna find it, bro.
People are going to start finding stuff,
bro. That is in the deepest, darkest depths of Instagram, bro. If you find that, congrats to you, cause oh my God.
Yeah, no, people will find stuff.
No, but
it's like,
yeah, man. Yeah, to be young and just
yeah.
We say that like we not. I say that like I'm not 22 years old. Like I'm not old, but. Yeah, to be younger.
No, it was definitely different. I think about stuff like,
sure.
I was in 8th grade, it was just vibing.
You didn't have anything to like worry about, stress over.
I saw this thing the other day. It was like, if I go back to like that last semester, 8th grade. That last semester, 8th grade, I had no worries in life.
Nothing at all, bro.
Like,
nothing.
Biggest worry was, can I win this game at recess? It's my last recess right here.
My biggest worry was like, what were we gonna eat after class? What bag of chips I was gonna get from the store, bro?
Yeah.
Like everybody used to walk to this little store at after middle school.
Yeah.
Asking my dad for like $5 before I leave the house because I know I'm gonna want to go to the store. Just little stuff, bro.
Back then, I was keeping the change my parents would give me.
Oh yeah.
Give me some money to buy something. I'm keeping that change. I saved up so many ones.
Yeah.
It looked bad, but I was saving up so many ones.
I remember, like, man, back then, like, I used to take quarters to the store, like, no shame.
Mm.
I'll still take change to the store, no shame. But it's different. It's a different feeling when you with your friends. I still have a lot of the same friends from middle school I have today too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different vibe, man. Less worries.
Yeah. Having those friends, them long friends, is something special, too. Because I have friends that I've known since I was, like, kindergarten.
Damn, that's a long time.
But I wouldn't say all of us were friends back then, though. It was like we knew each other, we were cool, we were the same class, and then some of us, like one boy, we was high school. It was actually school dances.
Yeah.
7th grade school dances.
Tight.
It really, that's when things picked up, and we was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Hit the dance and like making our circles around the dance, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was like since then, we realized how much like we had related to, because we grew up the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It was small stuff like that we didn't even realize. It was just like,
Yeah. You just unlocked the like insane memory from a middle school dance I had.
Yeah.
Those were fun though. Like
yeah.
it was so corny, but it was fun, bro.
Nah, I look at myself back then. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
I was pulling up in all black fits,
Bro,
all black fits.
I used to come to school in like my gym uniform, bro. Like
Your gym uniform?
my gym uniform, just like why not, bro? I had gym first period,
Uh-huh.
so I used to just come with my gym shirt and shirt. Did y'all have to like dress for gym?
I didn't have gym.
Oh,
I never had gym in high school because,
I'm talking about middle school.
middle school we had PE, yeah.
Yeah,
But we had uniforms.
Oh,
We had uniforms.
yeah, we did too, but they just made us wear like actual.
No,
gym clothes.
we was sweating out them polos.
I hated that. I hated that, bro. I also like.
We were sweating out them polos. We come back from recess, especially because let me tell you something. When we came back junior high,
Yeah.
because that's when the conversations of like, yo, put on that deodorant, you know what I'm saying? That's when that conversation started and stuff. Some kids didn't have that conversation, but I felt bad, especially for because it was like a couple girls in our class that would go and like play like football, basketball with us, but it was mainly just like the boys in the class. We'd be really out there sprinting for our lives. That was, and we'd come back, we'd stink up the classroom.
I swear.
And it's like you could tell the whole room just smelled like outside.
It smelled like must.
Everybody would come back arguing over a game, and it's just
Yeah. My second period hated us because like half her class came from PE. And we had math, and like regardless of whether we had to change for gym or not, like when you're changing, like you're still sweating.
Yeah.
And, like obviously, like even recess, bro. Like when we would go out in our collared shirts, bro, collar would be stretched out by the end of recess.
Yeah.
Sweat, dirt, and then like like vivid memories I remember too is the water fountain. Like people lining up for the water fountain.
yes.
After PE, bro.
Bro, they used to be timing people.
Facts.
And I swear, I never, like, I went up to that water fountain, I took my time every single time.
I never cared.
I was like, I just gave my life out on this court.
It was
I was-
this teacher. She used to always be like, "Save some water for the fishes." Man, listen, we just played a whole 4 quarters of tackle football.
Y'all play tackle football?
We played tackle football until they banned it because we were getting hurt.
We we didn't know how to act either when we got, because we had flags.
Yeah.
We used to play, like, flag football, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then they added grass to the
Like
playground. Nah, it was like real grass.
yeah.
And we was like, oh, we playing raps, 2-second raps.
Yeah.
That was the
I promise you.
that was the like intro to it.
I
It was
promise
we playing 2-second raps, and we gonna let's play. Hey, after 2-second raps.
Mhm.
When I tell you these kids was getting thrown to the floor,
Yes, bro.
and we was all, yo, there was one dude. This is my boy too.
Mhm.
He used to be throwing people to the floor. We was like, we can't play no more because of you.
It'd be like that.
We had yard duty out there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, what y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
What
We had
y'all-
chaperones, bro.
And I was like, I started walking away. I'm not gonna lie, I'd act like I wasn't in the game anymore. Cause it was the grass was like, we had this arc like structure, like play structure,
Mm-hmm.
and it was right next to the grass, the new grass, and we was like, I'm out of here. I was like, I'm acting like I'm in here.
God.
Because I was like, there's no way. But it was fun. It was
For
like
sure.
the 2 days it lasted.
For sure.
After that, we cannot bring football back on that grass.
For us, it was like the opposite. Like at first they didn't care about us playing tackle until
Mhm.
like this little boy had like hurt his foot and he wasn't in class. I mean, he wasn't in school for like a day.
Yeah.
He missed that next day, and then it went from like they're not caring that we played tackle. Then it went to like 2-hand touch.
Mhm.
Then it was the wrap up. That's what we played. We
Yeah.
played wrap up after they stopped letting us play tackle.
Wrap ups ain't never wrap ups.
I was just about to say, like, come on, bro. So then they banned that, and then they were like, okay, 2-hand touch. And then obviously we got out of hand with that eventually, and they
People
literally
start getting shoved with 2 hands.
Literally, bro. They literally just told us like we can only play catch with the football, no competition. But yeah, man, those are like the simplicities I'm talking about when just being young, man.
Yeah.
If I tried to go and play tackle football today, bro, it would hurt so bad in the morning.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro. Even when I try to play pickup basketball here, I'm like,
yeah, bro.
the next night I'm in pain.
Yeah,
I don't even realize.
bro.
And I'm like, why am I doing this? I used to play basketball almost every day.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like,
and then play all day.
yeah, I'm like, it's a different type of shape.
Yeah.
I'm no longer in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Uh,
definitely not.
how long is this recording?
This is about 2 hours, I think. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fire though.
Yeah, because I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know how we're gonna cut this.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna look, but we can cut this up like.
Yeah, like crazy.
Because now I was literally just thinking right where you said this may get cut up into more than 2, especially because it's like different topics. We can cut it up however we want. We can decide that later.
Do we have access to that folder? It's like on the thing.
I think so. I want to say we do,
Okay.
because I think I was accidentally like uploading stuff to it, but I could look after.
Cool.
But yeah, you want to wrap this thing up?
I got you, man. I feel like we had a really like developed conversation today. I feel like this was actually like a really good success. I feel like this was a win as far as the first episode goes.
Yeah.
The conversation was dense, man. We covered a lot. We introduced ourselves. We we've shouted out our platforms. I feel like really the only thing left to do is say thank you for those who are listening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and Cam have been, like I said, not really necessarily working on this for a while, but this is something that we want to continue doing.
Definitely.
So, the Nice and Cozy podcast, man. If you like what you heard today, make sure you tune in again.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy.
Yeah.
Say what you want to say.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely. We're gonna try to get the one out every single week.
Yes,
So
sir.
come listen to us. Hopefully y'all like what you're hearing. If you stayed this long to even hear this, I'm guessing you might. So
Yeah.
definitely, if you're seeing this on YouTube, subscribe. If you're hearing it on Apple Music, I don't know what the term is for that, but add it.
Yeah,
Add it to your library, whatever you got to do. Spotify, add it.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be trying to talk to you guys. And if you have anything that you want to be discussed, if you have anything like that, please let us know. I think that's going to be a big thing for us. We're going to be trying to hear from the people. We want to hear from the people. We want to hear from everybody, know what everybody's feeling, what everybody wants to hear, what everybody wants to talk about. But the main thing is we're going to try to keep it positive. So
yeah, I think that's, I was going to say, I think that's like a foundational aspect of the podcast is like giving people a chance to like incorporate their thoughts. We've definitely talked about it. We haven't really talked about how we're going to do it, whether it be like comments or, people being able to send in questions or whatever the case may be. But once we figure it out, that'll be, y'all source of getting to us and letting us know what y'all want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all platforms, whether you're on Instagram, follow. Whether we're gonna make a TikTok, you make TikTok, follow.
Yes, sir.
YouTube, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Tune in. Come watch us. Come get nice and cozy with us.
Get nice and cozy with us, man.
So, hey, good talks.
Good talks. Great conversation today, man. We appreciate y'all for listening.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When this comes up, you'll see it. But till then, see y'all next week.